This is the Series of Opinions podcast, episode number 31, Best Speeches. We are three women discussing the best and worst of media and our opinions about them. I'm Faith, and I'm she, her pronouns.
I'm Moira, and my pronouns are she and her.
And I'm KJ, also she, her.
And does anybody have any recommendations they want to start us off with?
Always, girl.
Always. Can always rely on KJ for some good recommendations.
I tried to keep it a little shorter this week. I'm just going to pop my drink to start, because you know I like to be satisfying.
Ooh, that was a good one.
So I have, my first one is kind of a repeat of last week, but, you know, I hit with a lot last week, so. Radio Company released, like, a lead single off their upcoming album, City Grown Willow, and it's really good.
Amazing.
Just Jensen, and, like, go watch the music video, because it's just, like, Jensen with a beard in the snow.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And then also in the, like, promo announcement for their album, they have a song which, based on the lyrics, I'm assuming is All My Living Time. And it sounds really good. Like, really good. Like, I already know it's probably going to be my favorite off the album.
Oh, amazing. So exciting.
So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's coming out in May, which I think might have passed by the time that this episode comes out. My second recommendation of the week is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It is 5 episodes in currently at the time of recording, and it's been phenomenal every week. So, you know.
Amazing.
As though the MCU needed more good content, but, like, it's really good. And then I have a TikTok recommendation, because, you know, I spend all of my time on TikTok now.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Erna the artist, people comment to Grey's Anatomy characters, and she tells you how they're linked via sexual partners.
Oh my goodness.
And she can do, like, everybody. The
That's
one character
amazing.
she, like, has a little bit of trouble with is Bailey, just because Bailey has hardly slept with anybody,
Right.
but, like, almost everyone else, like, can be connected via their sexual partner had sex with someone else, and that person had sex with that person, and that person had sex with another person, and that person had sex with the other person we were trying to get to.
What is the name again?
Erna the artist.
Erna, okay.
Which is also an amazing name. Erna is a great name.
That is so amazing. I love that. That's such a good idea. And you have so much content to work with.
Yeah, those are my recommendations for this week.
Amazing. We should put in like KJ's recommendations. I'll go really quick because I only have one. When we're recording, I just came off of a really, really, really hectic week. So when things are hectic, you stick to usuals. So it's been, you know, a little bit of CSI, a little bit of Supernatural, and a lot of YouTube. So not a whole lot new, but I wanted to recommend a YouTuber named Minnie Small. She has great, like, she's an artist and she does great art videos. They're so soothing and aesthetically pleasing. If you want to just have some beautiful shots of, like, an amazing artist doing art, I love her stuff so much. And she has great music choices in her videos. So good.
Ooh, love that.
So, yeah, that's what I've got this week.
That's awesome. So I have 2/3-ish recommendations.
Ooh, Moira with the recommendations.
Yeah, I love it.
So my first is Republic of Doyle. I've talked about it a little bit on the podcast before, but it's like a PI and like him and his dad solving crimes and stuff in Newfoundland. And because I can't do new content at the moment, I've just been watching seasons of that.
Amazing.
Amazing.
And my, like, second/third recommendation is The Hitman's Bodyguard / The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. The first one came out a couple years ago, and the second one is coming out in June. I just saw the trailer for it today, and I'm so excited. It's Ryan Reynolds, Samuel Jackson, and Salma Hayek, and it's beautiful. I'm so excited.
I'm already sold. I haven't watched either of them, but, like, I'm already sold.
Yeah, you would love them. It's so much fun.
Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson is a combination that I'm down for.
Yeah, pretty great.
Ryan Reynolds is never allowed to do anything problematic because I love him so much. If he ever does anything problematic, it'll be a dark day for me.
Yeah. Same. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's it for me.
Awesome. So, like I said before, we're doing best speeches. So the topic was pretty broad. It was any speeches that we liked or enjoyed. So I'm really excited to see what everybody picked. Does anyone in particular want to start?
I can start, because I have a short one off the start. It's not too long.
Sure, sounds good.
So, my first one, which I love, is Meredith Gray's phone call to Alex Karev in season 13, episode 9, You Haven't Done Nothing. and I'm just gonna recite it because I think KJ might put some of these in, like, from the actual shows they're from. I might just leave them as they are with us reading them. We'll see how it goes, but
yeah, see what you think.
Alex, listen to me. You're better than this. You're stronger because it's just us now. There were 5 of us, and now it's just you and I, and it can't just be me. It can't be. I will go down swinging for you, Alex. You know I will. But that means that you can't give up. You don't throw the fight. So whatever you're doing this for, please don't. So good.
So good.
So good.
Oh, because now there is just her.
Oh, it hurts me.
Oh.
I've been sending you guys all kinds of really mean TikToks about Alex.
Oh.
Just to, like, feel it all over again.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mean in, like, a they make me sad kind of way, not in a bashing Alex kind of way, because we still love Alex even though Justin Chambers had to leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just such a good moment, and, like, it's just, like, such a moment where you're just like, oh, Meredith, like, this is the person that she needs, and it just makes me so sad, especially with, like, season 17 now, when, like, she's in such a crisis, and, like, so much of her family is, like, around, but not Alex.
And the next season hasn't been announced yet, hey?
They're deciding still, so I think most of the season's been shot at the time of when we're recording this, but I think last I heard, like, the ending of the season is up in the air because they haven't decided if it's renewed or not, so they don't know yet, and so, like, the way they end the season's obviously going to be different if the show's over than if the show is, like, going to have another season, so.
Because, the way it's going, it feels like it could end the season for sure. Because it could, obviously, because that's a
17
possibility.
seasons is incredible. We would be lucky to have had 17 seasons, but, like, a lot of people have said they don't want it to end on the COVID-19 season just because, like, when they're rewatching, every time you, like, get to the end, you're gonna have to, like, relive COVID.
Yeah, totally.
And
totally
like 6 or 7 years from now, and hopefully this is all, like, semi-distant history. You know, assuming it ever someday is, like, I can see people not wanting to revisit the last season if it is a COVID season. I can see people just stopping.
Yeah, totally. That's a totally fair point. I just wanted to know if you had any info on that, because I had no idea what they're thinking.
Last I heard, it was not decided yet.
Wow, that's...
But it's been really good lately, like, really good. They've really progressed into, like, the Black Lives Matter part of the COVID pandemic, like, the last week or so, it's just gotten really good. But yeah, this whole, like, speech to Alex has just been, like, really prominent now that he's gone.
Yeah.
It really hits differently now than it did at the time. Seasons 12 and 13 are just so, like, Alex and Meredith, like...
Oh, yeah, totally.
That, like, Meredith post Derek dying is, like, a different Meredith than Alex.
Yeah, that was great. Good job.
Thanks.
Anything else before we move on?
No, let's just move on to the next one.
Okay. I can go because I have, like, a small to medium-sized one. Major, like, flashing lights, spoiler warning for This Is Us. I'm about to start talking about something really, really, really spoilery, so if you don't want that, like, skip a few minutes.
No, off the top, you have, like, what episode it's from?
Yes, season 1, episode 16 of This Is Us.
Yeah, just
called Memphis. So yeah, if you're before that, or haven't watched the show, skip ahead. So, for context, William, Randall's dad, is dying. His organs are shutting down from having cancer, and Randall's sitting at his side. So, I'm going to read the speech. So, that was a hell of a thing you did knocking on my door that day. Roll all your windows down, Randall. Crank up the music. Grow out that fro. Let someone else make your bed. And Randall says, I like making my damn bed, old man. And then back to William. Then you make it. You deserve it. You deserve the beautiful life you've made. You deserve everything, Randall. My beautiful boy, my son. I haven't had a happy life, bad breaks, bad choices, a life of almosts and could-haves. Some would call it sad, but I don't. Because the two best things in my life were the person in the very beginning and the person at the very end. That's a pretty good thing to be able to say, I think. I couldn't find clips of this speech online, so I had to go to the episode and rewatch it, and oh my god, I was re-traumatized. Amazing. So this speech is so incredibly powerful because William forgives himself and the world for the life that he's had and feels this peace in his last moments.
It is emotional.
It's so emotional. Knowing that he came into the world and left the world being loved by the very best people in his life. It's so just powerful and emotional. especially after like Randall and William have reconnected and built this really special bond. It's really, really emotional. And then at the end, like before he dies, Jack always would take Randall's face in his hands to calm him down. And so at the end of his life, Randall takes William's face in his hands and they breathe together until he dies. Oh, it's so sad.
Ron Cephas Jones was such a like beautiful like addition to the cast.
Totally.
I mean, what a talented man.
So amazing. That scene is just one of my all-time favorites in all of This Is Us.
Fun fact, his daughter is Peggy/Maria in Hamilton.
Oh my god, I didn't know that!
Yeah, Jasmine Cephas Jones is his daughter.
Oh my god, I love that so much!
The talent in the family.
I mean, seriously.
Unreal. But like, just like such a good like addition. His scenes with Beth are so good.
Oh, their relationship was so good, and Beth, her like reaction to William's death and how she handles it is so well done too afterwards, and it's just
amazing.
So good. One of the first times that I like really episode 16, so I'd obviously had a few cries at that time, but like the first like totally sobbing This Is Us moment.
It's been a while since I watched the first season, but I would agree. Probably one of the big, like, first ones.
Oh, for sure.
It would have been Jack's, but we don't find out what actually happened to Jack until season 2. So, like we find out, I think, midway through season 1 that he's no longer with us.
Yes.
But it takes, like, a whole season to find out how. So that's when I felt it, was when we found out the how.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
But, like, this was, like, our first, like, big on-screen one. When did Kevin and, like, Randall have the panic attack together?
It's season 1. I almost did a quote from that,
because that definitely would have made me cry.
Oh my gosh. It's season 1, I think.
Definitely
before
season
this
1.
episode,
Yeah, I think so too. I think it was pretty early in season 1.
Yeah. Are you caught up in This Is Us?
No, okay. I'm very far behind.
Okay, you should.
I'm feeling more inspired right now to watch it than I have in a long time.
3 of my 5 are This Is Us, so you're about to get way more inspired.
Yeah,
but we should move the train along, because I have a couple of really, really long ones, so Moira, you go right ahead.
Also, for mine, major spoilers. I'm talking about Jane the Virgin, so if you have not finished it or plan to watch it in the future ever, do not listen to this. It's about the biggest spoiler that happens. Yeah.
Faith, we're just ruining it for you. Just
okay, that's
congrats. Also, I'm sorry to anyone who has watched it who's about to get thrown back into this sadness.
Yeah.
Oh boy, okay.
So it's just that you tell all these stories about yourself, and that's who you are. You know, that's your identity, and I'm a widow. I mean, that's not all that I am. I'm a mother and a daughter and a published frickin' author. But under it all, at the doctor's office, single, married, divorced, widow. I circle widow. But now, guess what? I could circle S for single or M for married. I was supposed to be getting engaged last night to Raphael. Poor Raphael. Oh, he had to bring Michael/Jason back knowing what it meant, and he starts his new job tomorrow for me, so I can stay home and write, and we can live in a good school district.
I love this.
Aww.
So, the love of her life comes back from the dead, basically. She thought he was dead for a year, and he was not, and he has just reappeared, and it is so sad.
Wow.
We definitely talked about this already. I think it was episode 9. We talked about this plot in Jane the Virgin, because it's one of my least favorite Jane the Virgin plots. But this moment is a speech. It is a speech.
It's a moment. I forgot about it until I was like looking through like best speeches of TV things, and I was thrown right back into it.
I think this might have came up when I Googled. Because it was a speech, but that's not my favorite plotline in Jane the Virgin. It hurt me that they even bothered to bring Michael back.
I know, I was so sad. I was like finally moving on, and then it hurt so much.
Because I was fully Team Michael. So I was very devastated when he died, and then to bring him back and then not change me back to Team Raphael was just it hurt.
Fair.
But yeah, Jane just like went off there.
Yeah, what a great speech. I really loved it.
I guess we're back to me.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, I've definitely talked about this one before. I think I probably talked about it in our first shipwreck when I talked about Logan and Veronica. So this is the Logan epic speech, kind of 2 in 1. The first part is from season 2, episode 19, Who's Stalking Who? And then the other part is from Veronica Mars, the movie. Faith, you really have to watch both.
Oh my gosh, I have to.
So the first part takes place at the prom, at their senior, like, not prom. And then the second part takes place like 5 years. Nope, not 5 years, like 9 years later. So the first part is when they're broken up. Logan says, I thought it was epic, you know? And Veronica says, epic how? And they're talking about their relationship. And Logan says, spanning years and continents, lives ruined and bloodshed, epic. But summer's almost here. We won't see each other at all. And then you'll leave town and then it's over. I'm sorry about last summer. If I could do it over. And then Veronica says, come on, ruined lives, bloodshed, do you really think a relationship should be that hard? And then he says, no one writes songs about the ones that come easy. Which is beautiful. Beautiful.
Such a good quote. Holy.
And then they get back together like a little bit after this. They go through a really traumatic experience. They get back together and then they break up. And then they stay broken up and then they fall out of touch for 9 years. And then he gets accused of murder and she comes to like rescue him. And they fall back in love. But then he gets deployed because he's in the Navy. And he says, listen, it's 180 days, Veronica. What's 180 days to us? Our love is epic, spanning years and continents. And she says, lives ruined, bloodshed. And he says, yeah. And then she says, come back to me. And he says, always.
I love that so much. I love that it's parallel. That's so good.
And then I feel like there was a third time, but I literally searched for like an hour and couldn't find another time. The last episode of season 4 is called Years, Continents, Bloodshed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love that so much. That's so satisfying to me. The like parallel and like Brie bringing it back up. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it was
so
a really big moment for them in their like relationship. Like, even though they didn't get back together right away, like Veronica came back the day after the prom. Like she left the whole party after he said that to her. She was overwhelmed. She goes back the next day and he had like slept with somebody else.
Wow.
Because he thought that she was like just like outright rejecting him.
Wow.
And they're both very damaged people, so they don't really handle rejection well. But, like, it was still a big moment.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, that is... Logan Veronica gives me all the feels.
Oh, honestly.
I have to watch that show. I know I would like it so much. Summer is officially almost here for me. I have one more project, and then I'll be free from my shackles.
Yay.
I highly recommend, like, putting that at the top of your list.
Yes. So next is me again. I'm doing one from Grey's for my second one.
Okay.
It's the You Don't Get to Call Me a Whore moment from Grey's. Season 2, episode 24, Damage Case. So it goes, you don't get to call me a whore. When I met you, I thought I had found the person that I was going to spend the rest of my life with. I was done. So all the boys and all the bars and all the obvious daddy issues, who cared? Because I was done. You left me. You chose Addison. I'm all glued back together now. I make no apologies for how I chose to repair what you broke. You don't get to call me a whore. This is such a good, one of my favorite out of all the seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
It's so good, honestly, because, like, I don't know, like, just to bring up another famous Grey's Anatomy speech from Meredith Grey.
There's so
Pick
many.
Me, choose me, love me speech is, like, so famous, but, like, Ellen Pompeo hates it.
Yeah.
It's kind of awful. I don't enjoy it.
It is kind of a full-grown woman begging a man to pick her over another full-grown woman. Like, you deserve to be picked without asking.
Exactly. It's kind of like lessening your worth a little bit because you're giving him all the power.
Yeah, and then this is just, like, such a good, like, I have overcome that moment where I was begging you to pick me, and now I am just, like, how dare you judge me?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's such a sexist, like, way that he treats her.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and being so awful
you're
and,
the
like,
one that
mocking
went
her
back
and
to your
judging
wife.
her. Exactly. And, like, cheated on your wife because you were still together.
You cheated on your wife, and by virtue cheated on me because I didn't know you had a wife.
Exactly.
And now you're judging me for not cheating on somebody? Like,
and going to other people.
He also
and, like,
slut-shamed
being with other
Alex
people.
while he was slut-shaming her.
How dare you?
How dare you come for Alex, first of all? And second of all, Alex never claimed to be monogamous with any of those women. Except for Izzy, but, like, I don't think that happened yet.
Probably not. I don't think so. Season 2. Yeah, it's so... I just love it. She stands up for herself and, like, doesn't let him be the one that gets to judge her after he's the one that left her.
So good.
So good. So good.
Love that. Moira, what do you have?
My next one's fairly long.
That's okay.
It's Rory's graduation speech from Gilmore Girls. It's the one that I made you guys listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it's I live in two worlds. One is a world of books. I've been a resident of Faulkner's Yakapatawpa County, hunted the white whale aboard Pequod, fought alongside Napoleon, sailed a raft with Hunka Jim, committed absurdities with Ignatius J. Riley, rode a sad train with Anna Karenina, and strolled down Swan's Way. It's a rewarding world, but my second world is by far superior. My second one is populated with characters slightly less eccentric but supremely real, made of flesh and bone, full of love, who are my ultimate inspirations for everything. Richard and Emily Gilmore are kind, decent, unfailingly generous people. They are my twin pillars without whom I could not stand. I am proud to be their grandchild, but my ultimate inspiration comes from my best friend, the dazzling woman for whom I received my name and my life's blood, Lorelai Gilmore. My mother never gave me any idea that I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do or be whomever I wanted to be. She filled our house with love and fun and books and music, unflagging in her efforts to give me role models from Jane Austen to Eudora Welty to Patti Smith. As she guided me through these incredible 18 years, I don't know if she ever realized that the person I most wanted to be was her. Thank you, Mom. You are my guidepost for everything. I love this speech so much.
Really nice. Like Moira said, we each picked one for the other ones to watch, and I really like this.
Me too. Me too. The reactions of the people, the characters that were in the audience, really made it, honestly.
So good.
Everyone just, trying not to cry and crying anyway.
I cry every time I listen to this because, I have the context of everything that's happening for the first 3 seasons.
We were lacking a little bit of context, but...
But, it was so great. And I love this speech so much. And both of you should watch Gilmore Girls.
It's on the list. It is really on there because...
There's so many amazing people on it.
Yeah.
A must for sure.
I also have a Grey's Anatomy one for my next one.
Amazing.
I forgot to write down the episode. It's Grey's Anatomy when Meredith confronts the doctor who killed Derek. I think it's season 16 sometime.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I believe so.
I literally added it last night and forgot to add the episode number, so I don't have it. But it's when Meredith is getting her license potentially removed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the trial.
Yeah, at the trial. Alan Brown, Farah Alzari, Deborah Green, and Sam Carter. Those are the names of the spouses of every patient I've ever lost. I remember every single one of them. You don't get to sit up there and ask questions about my daughter. If you want to take my license and make sure I never see another patient again, then you do that. But you have absolutely no right to ever mention my daughter's name because you were the one who killed her father. You don't remember me, but I remember you. As the coward who stood over my dying husband, the love of my life, and you didn't even attempt to do burr holes after he failed to get him a head CT. Burr holes. I was doing burr holes as an intern. That one night should have cost you your entire career, but instead you're sitting up here judging me. You don't deserve to judge anyone. And then I didn't even write down what he said because it wasn't even dignified.
Didn't even matter.
But he says something about Meredith having a conflict of interest, and she is mad about it. And she says, my conflict of interest? My medical license should not be in this man's hands. He is dangerous. And then that man has a seizure and goes on to die on the table. But I will say this, not only is this speech amazing and Meredith shouted a man into a life-threatening medical emergency, but also when he starts to have that life-threatening medical emergency, she's the first person that gets to him. Mm-hmm. They're in a room filled with doctors, and she's the first one to be back at that man's side and attempt to save his life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
That's
so good.
So powerful.
I almost didn't include it, and I added it literally at 11 o'clock last night.
So good. So good. I consider doing that one, and I also consider doing when she shouts at Amelia when Penny is there, and
season 12 episode 5, one of my favorite episodes.
Wow, you're really incredible. I didn't even have to all the way describe the scene, but I almost did that one too. There's so many powerful
I specifically
moments.
Didn't choose any Grey's speeches because I was like, they will both have Grey speeches. So.
Yeah. Amazing. So good. So back to me. I'm gonna go back to This Is Us. It's not really a spoilery one, so it's all good if you haven't watched This Is Us or whatever. Moira, have you watched This Is Us?
She's
I have not.
What the heck? You have to. Oh my gosh.
I'm not ready for the emotions that it's
so
going to
hard.
entail.
It's so hard on your emotions. This is season 1, episode 4, The Pool. This might be...
I like this. I already know what you're gonna listen to.
One of my all-time favorite moments of the show, even though it's not
That's one of my favorite episodes episodes of the first season.
Yes. Oh, so good. Even though it's not like particularly famous in comparison to like all the rest of the moments of the show, it's one of my all-time favorites. It's always like struck me. So Kate is at the pool and she's being bullied. The other girls say that she's embarrassing them and like draw a little pig on a napkin. It's really gross.
Yeah, they're like 8.
Yeah. They're
for context,
little kids.
like these are not like adults bullying each other. These are like little 8-year-old girls bullying each other and like fat shaming each other.
Yes, that's right. And so Jack comes over and has his favorite t-shirt and offers it to her to wear. So here's the speech. Listen, mommy doesn't know the whole truth, so this is gonna have to stay between you and me. I got it in Florida, a magical land called Daytona Beach. You may never go there. I want you to say it out loud. Daddy, I will never go to Daytona Beach. Good girl. But I was there, and one night I was walking back to my hotel and I came across this man, a traveler, wearing ragged clothes, and he had a strange way of talking. And these 3 young jerks were bothering him. They were trying to take away his bag of groceries. So I chased the jerks off. Yeah, by myself. I'd had a few vitamin drinks, and I chased them off. And the traveler was so grateful he wanted to repay me. He didn't have much, so he reached into his little satchel and pulled out this shirt. He told me that it was a magic t-shirt. He said that when you wear it, your enemies will see you exactly as you want to be seen, and only that way. Whether that's a warrior or a princess, whatever you want. And then Kate asks, does it work? Jack says, you tell me. I was wearing this shirt the night I met your mom, and she thought I was the handsomest man in the world. Magic. It's so sweet. It's so cute. It's one of my favorite moments in the whole show, even still. Because it like shows the impact that your parents can have on you, and turning something that hurt Kate so badly and helped, like would have helped and will eventually help like form who she is, and turn it into something really positive that shapes her and shows her like you can choose how you want to be seen, and the comfort in knowing that she has a choice of how she wants to portray herself to others.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Incredible.
And impactful.
It is really beautiful. And like a lot of Kate, her like weight stuff is handled by Rebecca.
Yeah.
And like Rebecca doesn't really always know what she's doing. Like she's trying her best, like, and she but like she just doesn't really understand sometimes what Kate's going through. And like
exactly.
Jack doesn't really either, but like he handles it really differently, and it obviously makes a bigger impact on Kate than whatever it was that Rebecca was doing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just such a good...
And the result is the same. They both want Kate to just wear a t-shirt over her bikini, but like the way that they go about it is so different that like one's positive and one's negative.
Yeah, exactly.
For her in that moment.
Oh, so good. It's one of my all-time favorites. It always like sticks with me.
That's such a good episode for all 3 of the kids.
Oh, such a good episode. Definitely.
Like amazing. Rebecca has a whole like come to Jesus moment over Randall and his identity issues, and like Kevin nearly dies from neglect. It is such a good episode. Like all the kids' like problems really come to a head.
Yeah, you learn so much about each of the kids and about Jack and Rebecca and like their family. It's so good.
So good. Love the pool.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so good.
Moira, we are back to you.
So my next one is basically just a slightly long quote, but it's amazing, so I had to include it.
Amazing.
That's what we're here for.
So it's from the show Supergirl. It's Kat Grant, the media empire lady, who is only in it for like 2 seasons regularly, and I'm disappointed. Talking to Lucy Lane, who had just given up her job, where she was like a head supervisor at some like military thing, to move to the city to be there for love and stuff. And she says, a woman with brains who gives up everything for love inevitably finds herself staring into an existential abyss that men, babies, and cardio bars simply cannot fill. You are a smart and accomplished woman who needs to work, or you will lose your confidence, your sense of identity, and most importantly, your mind. And I love that. I love her so much.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's
Kat
so like
Grant
empowering.
An amazing feminist. I love her so much.
I really do need to watch that as well.
You absolutely do.
There's so many things to watch, and there's not enough time. I think we're back to me.
Yeah, back to you.
Okay, mine's in 2 parts again, because I have the movie version and the book version.
Okay.
This quote from 4 in Divergent by Veronica Roth.
Okay.
So I'm going to read the movie one, then I'm going to read the book one. They're pretty similar, but not exactly the same, so I did want to read both of them.
Okay.
So the movie one is, I don't want to be just one thing. I can't be. I want to be brave, and I want to be selfless and intelligent and honest and kind, although I'm still working on kind. And then the book one is, I think we've made a mistake. We've all started to put down the virtues of the other factions in the process of bolstering our own. I don't want to do that. I want to be brave and selfless and smart and kind and honest.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. I didn't expect you to choose that, but like being reminded of it, I love that so much.
It's one of my favorite. I would really like to do an episode on like books and movies and like shows and stuff where they like separate people like really strongly, like Harry Potter, Divergent, like that whole like we're separating people based on like personality types thing, because I think it's really interesting and it's almost always like detrimental to the society in which it exists. But yeah, I really like them, and like the movie one is really good, but the movie one is almost like on an individual level. I want to be all these things, whereas the book one I think is making more of a statement about like society as a whole. Like as a society, we should all want to be all of the things, all these good things that we want. Like, and we're saying like the one that we've chosen to like live within is better than the other ones, and that's not what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, and if you choose to be one of those things, that doesn't mean the rest of them cancel out. You don't have to worry about being those things.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've always really resonated with that like quote since I read the books for the first time, and like Divergent's just like the forgotten YA thing because they never finished them, and the third movie was so bad they didn't even bother to make the second part of it. Like, is the Lost it's with Percy Jackson and Lost YA adaptations.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, it was coming out like just as I was kind of like growing out of that kind of genre.
Yeah.
So I read the books, but I like didn't really like the movies all that much. I saw the first one.
The first one was good. The second one was okay. The third one was just like it didn't follow the book. They just were like, we're gonna split this book in two, and then they didn't follow the book. I have no clue what their plan was to wrap it up, because like, it had gone so far from the source material. Yeah, and like once I found out that like the big thing that happens. Yeah, the big thing that happens at the end of the third book.
Yes, I just like lost interest.
I'm so glad I didn't get that spoiled for me. Yeah, if you had that spoiled for you, I understand.
I just lost momentum and never got there.
I wouldn't have finished it either.
Yeah, it doesn't get enough credit. I like that you did that.
Yeah, I just think like that particular quote like says a lot about society. It's a little bit Hunger Games derivative as a series, but So back to me. This is really, really short, but I added it in because a lot of mine, well, especially my next one, is really, really long. So, Season 10, Episode 24 of Grey's Anatomy, Fear of the Unknown. Probably, like, the most famous quote from Grey's Anatomy. Right. I had a minute where I could not remember what happened at the end of Season 10. That would be so quotable. I remember now.
So yeah, like Christina's like last-ish words to last on-screen
words.
Yes, to Meredith before she leaves. She says, "You are a gifted surgeon with an extraordinary mind. Don't let what he wants eclipse what you need. He is very dreamy, but he is not the sun you are." Oh, so good. So iconic. And I think it's really important because, like, Meredith changed often herself to fit with Derek and, like, bend to whatever he wanted. And I think for a long time, and this is, like, addressed in the show, she believed that she couldn't live without him. So it's really powerful because it's, like, what Meredith needs to hear to put herself first. And Meredith also, like, references this in future episodes. I'm the sun.
And he can suck it.
Yeah. And it also, like, calls back to Meredith's mom telling her how ordinary she is and, like, reminding her that she isn't.
It is so good, honestly.
So good.
The episode where Meredith references that is one of my favorite Meredith and Alex episodes, too. Like,
so good.
That's the episode where Meredith sees Alex naked in the shower. And he's not listening to her. So good. And
so
good. Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh,
so good.
So amazing.
Amazing. Love that. I'm glad you included it, even though it's short.
Yeah. I almost didn't, but I thought it was, when we're talking about really powerful quotes and, like, moments, it's gotta be in there.
Moira, do you have another one?
I do. My other one is also from Gilmore Girls. It would have been the one I chosen for randomized ranking, but I didn't think of it until 2 hours ago.
Oh.
So
It happens.
Figured you needed more time than that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Dave's speech to Mrs. Kim.
Okay.
So Dave wants to go to the prom with Lane, but her mom, Mrs. Kim, doesn't want to let them because she's very strict. But he comes in and says this speech to her. A few weeks ago, you told me that Lane had a crush on me. Well, I have a crush on her too. Now I know you have very strict rules about dating and boys, but I just want you to know that I'm a good person. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I've never gotten a ticket, I'm healthy, I take care of myself, I floss. I never watch more than 30 minutes of TV a night, partly because I think it's a waste of time, and partly because there's nothing on.
Dave and I would not get along. Sorry to interrupt.
Can't relate.
I respect my parents, I do well in school, I never play video games in case they do someday prove that playing them can turn you into a serial killer. I don't drink coffee, I hate soda because the carbonation freaks me out. I'm happy to give up meat if you feel strongly about it. I don't mind wearing a tie. I enjoy playing those hymns on my guitar, and I really, really want to take your daughter to the prom. To which she responds with a Shakespeare quote that he thinks from the Bible. So he goes home and reads the entire Bible trying to find it. And he, trying to find out the answer. And he comes back the next day and says, I read the entire Bible. Can you please tell me what it means? Because I don't know what it means. And she says, well, I was telling a joke. I can make jokes too. Fine, you can go to the prom. And it's so cute.
The whole Bible. That's so sweet because it's of course, because they didn't have Google, so I had to read the whole Bible to try to find. Oh, that is so sweet.
We would not get along with David.
I think it's the funniest scene. He's in a rock band. It's just...
Oh my god.
He's that boring and in a rock band?
I think it's really sweet.
Oh,
he doesn't like soda because the carbonation freaks him out.
That is pretty sweet. I do like that.
So fast, though. It's the Gilmore Girls scripts are twice as long as a normal script because they talk so fast. They talk insanely fast. So this is done at top speed, and it's so funny.
That kind of speech can only be delivered at a fast pace. That's the only way to get through that kind of nervous speaking to an adult as a teen type speech.
And then they write him out because he joined another cast, and I was so sad.
Why did you get cast in?
The OC, I think?
That's apparently a good show too, so valid.
I think he's one of the main characters on that. He was.
Good for him for getting work.
But yeah, it was great. I'm excited for the actor, but they didn't have time to wrap it up, so he just disappears. And I was so sad.
Oh. Is it me again?
It is, in fact, you.
Okay. I'm not even... This speech is delivered by Andre Layton in Snowpiercer, Season 1, Episode 8, who is played by David Diggs of Hamilton fame. So, I'm not even gonna try to, mimic the tone or the accent.
No.
Yes, for all of these speeches, if you want, the real-life, amazing version, if editing KJ didn't put it in, definitely listen to all these clips.
Yeah, because...
absolutely.
David Diggs is black, and I think from the South End, so we do not talk the same way.
Yeah, you won't get quite the same effect.
I'm gonna say the word y'all once in this, and just apologies now.
Yeah, I'm very sorry for what I'm about to do.
That's just the word that's used, and who am I to say otherwise? But y'all is not a word I use on a super regular basis. Here we go. I know y'all got trust issues. I got them too. The people up train shoved us down here in the dark to fend for ourselves. We learned how to survive in the shadows. Well, today, let's leave this hell behind. We will fight with everything we got. Because out there, right outside that door, there is a future that does not include us. It will. Today we take this train and we will remind them exactly who it is that they locked up back here. Today we march. For Josie, for Suzanne, for old Yvonne, for everyone that we have lost to hunger and to sickness and to all the failed rebellions. We got people who are willing to lay down their lives for us because they believe, like we know, that it is time for this train to work for all of its passengers. Today, we march to the engine. And then someone yells one tail, which is their rally cry, and he says, no, one train. And then they all start chanting one train. It is so good.
So good. So powerful.
That was the one that I picked for my my
for us
pick,
to watch.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew that you guys like didn't have any like real context. It's such a good like David Diggs moment. David Diggs is incredible in Snowpiercer. All of Snowpiercer is really good. The second season just ended. I know I recommended it like back when the second season started, but the second season is over now, and it's so good.
Another one on the list. So amazing.
Usually, and this isn't really relevant, but usually Andre is dressed in like 8 layers because, you know, they're living in a post-apocalyptic world where it's freezing outside. It's too cold to sustain life on the planet. But there's an episode where he gets stripped down to a t-shirt, and the man has beautiful arms. He's a very, very beautiful man.
He is, in fact.
And like just talented. Like the acting that happens in the show is incredible.
So amazing. Yeah, I think all of these speeches like are just like top-notch acting.
Top-notch acting, yeah.
Because that's part of it. It's the writing, and part of it is like the delivery.
Yeah, honestly, like
So
all of the
incredible.
Grace, I think almost all the Grace ones that we said were like Ellen Pompeo, just giving us all of it. Like,
Yeah, totally. So my last one is very long. I apologize. My throat is hurting already. I haven't even done it yet.
it's so good though.
So yeah, and I think you need the whole thing to kind of get the like
Yeah, I think you do.
flow of it. So it's season 2, episode 8, number 1. It's Kevin's football field scene speech. So the context of it kind of is Kevin is being honored by his high school, but in the meantime he's really struggling with substance abuse, namely painkillers and alcohol. So he's kind of like having a breakdown after receiving this award. So here we go. What up, Gridiron, huh? What's it been? 20 years or so? All right. Pearson lines up under center. Let me just pause for a second.
Yep.
I don't know football things, so forgive me. Back at it. Okay. 2 rushing touchdowns already tonight. What can this kid not do? Can't go 4 hours without a Vicodin. That's what he can't do. But everyone loves him anyway. Wow, Pearson. Blue 42, set, hut. Ball is hiked. Pearson drops back. He looks left. He pump fakes. He rolls to his right. He tucks the ball. He's in traffic. Shucks the defender. He looks downfield. He's got a man open, wide open. He sees his entire future. Notre Dame, Heisman Trophy, first round draft pick, Rookie of the Year, Super Bowl MVP. He sees his dad in the stands as he holds the Super Bowl trophy. His dad's proud of him, like tears down his eyes, proud of him. He says, "That's my son. That's my son." Pearson's about ready to release. He cocks back. Boom. He's down, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, Pearson's down, and he's not getting up. His knee is wrecked. He's not coming back from this one, folks. It is over for Kevin Pearson. Will he get up? He will. Ladies and gentlemen, he will. He'll get up. Kevin Pearson will walk again, just in time to bury his beloved father. That'll keep him down for good this time, right? Nope, he's up again. He's up again, and he's marrying this terrific girl. He's off to Hollywood, and it's a happy ending for Kevin Pearson. Whoa, wait, nope, hold on. He cheats on the girl. That's right, he loses her. And how's he punished? Well, he gets a sitcom, and he makes millions, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, the crowd goes wild. What will he do with this lucky second chance? Ladies and gentlemen, he'll blow it. That's what he'll do. He blows it all. Surely the universe has to punish him this time. Right? Wrong. He gets the girl back. Now he's got the girl back, and it's a movie this time. Then plop. Ow. There goes the same knee. Bam, he's down again. And he tries so hard to be strong, and he needs painkillers to get through it. And when he tries to tell people how pathetic he is, they just don't hear it. They just cheer. I think it's really, really powerful and envelops like so much of Kevin's thoughts and emotions, and it's delivered so incredibly well. I know I butchered it, but like it's done so well.
Justin is an incredible actor.
Justin Harley is just like, oh, so good. One of his best moments in the whole show.
He has another breakdown speech, I think, in the same season, if not the same episode.
I think the same season, yeah, where he's like at the window.
Yeah.
Of the woman,
Wow.
Yeah, he's like outside this woman's house because he like lost this like chain that he has, and he's like high, and
yeah, his dad's Vietnam dog tags. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And he is like weeping on this woman's lawn. It is incredible.
Yeah. So, yeah, in this scene, he's so angry, like, with the world for not punishing him, and he's mad at himself for blowing every opportunity that he's gotten. It's so... Kevin is just so filled with his hatred for himself.
Oh my god,
and how he's gone, like, unpunished for these actions for so long, and that's I think partly, like, why he abuses substances and, like, messes up what he has, like, as a punishment to himself.
He's got, like, the genetic component there, because Jack and Jack's father were both alcoholics. So, like, he's got, like, the genetic component, and then he's just got this, like, anger and, like, self-hatred going. That's just, wow.
Yeah, it's wow, for sure.
But he's also got everything going for him at the same time. Like, he's very successful. Everybody loves him. He's charming. Like, oh, man.
Yeah, and that's why he gets so mad, too, is because everyone loves him so much.
No one even, like, sees that he's in trouble. Like, he's in crisis.
Even when he's, like, trying to mess things up and be a mess, people still, like, love him and cheer for him. And then also, like, he uses the substances, like, to cope with pain, like his football injury and, like, losing his dad. Oh, it's so, like, emotionally just packed.
Yeah.
So good.
It's amazing. The show is incredible.
Oh, oh my gosh. Sure. Just hits you right in your feelings every time. So this was the scene that I picked. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I picked for these two to watch. So it's long, but it's great, and it's so well delivered.
So good.
Yeah, but yeah, that's mine.
It was
Do you have another one, Moira? Is that it?
I don't. I only had the 4.
That's perfect. That's great.
Yeah.
So, under segments, I guess I don't know what you guys want to do for... Do we have Love It or Lose It?
I don't have any.
I don't really have a Love It or Lose It. I mean, they're all incredible.
Yeah.
I know.
That's why we chose
I didn't
them.
have... Exactly. I didn't have a Lose It because I couldn't come up with one. Just, like, love the writing and the acting.
Yeah, everybody in all of these was incredible.
Incredible.
Kudos to writers, directors, actors, everybody involved in any of them.
Totally just, like, the best of the best. So for randomized rankings, like we said, we each picked one speech for the other ones to watch, and then we are going to rank them. So like we had said, it's Moira picked Rory's high school graduation speech, KJ picked the Snowpiercer speech, and then I picked Kevin's speech. So who wants to give us their ranking?
I can go first.
Okay, Moira, go first.
Mine is number 1, Kevin's football speech, then the Snowpiercer speech, and then the graduation speech from Gilmore Girls.
That is also my order.
That is also my order.
Wow,
oh my god.
If you can even believe it.
Consensus on the randomized rankings.
What?
I thought that this was going to be, like, all different because I thought we would each put our own as number 1.
No, Kevin's football speech is too good to be ignored.
Too good.
I was actually a little bit angry when you, like, messaged me and said that you had picked it because I was like, why didn't I pick it?
I wanted to pick it. Yeah.
Why didn't I even think of it? I didn't put a single This Is Us one on here.
I had to pull myself away from This Is Us because I had so many...
It wasn't even my first, like, thought when I thought This Is Us either. Like, once I was thinking This Is Us, I'm like, I would have picked this one first. I would have picked I'll Be an 11 for you.
Yes. Oh, that almost made it on there. It was so hard not to pick a Jack speech. Yeah. So hard. And then also Kevin's painting speech. Too,
oh, yeah, that too.
When he has... Oh, my gosh.
There's so many good ones.
That one, dibs on that one for our next version of this, because I'm gonna totally do that one. But then I felt like you can't have two Kevin ones in the same. But anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good consensus on
incredible.
our ranking. I love that so much.
Me too. We've never had all three of us exactly the same. We've had two the same. I've agreed with both of you, I think, on 2 different occasions, but we've never all 3 agreed.
Yeah, and sometimes like number 2 and 3 are like swapped or something,
like close.
But really similar.
They're like close, but
3 for 3 all around.
Oh, that was incredible. Amazing.
It's editing KJ here, and because it was the unanimous winner of the randomized rankings, I have decided I am going to include one speech this week, and it's going to be Kevin's speech in number 1.
What up, Gridiron, huh? It's been 20 years or so. Alright. Pearson lines up under center. 2 rushing touchdowns already tonight. What can this kid not do? Can't go 4 hours without a Viking, and that's what he can't do, but everybody loves him anyway. Wow, Pearson. Blue 42! Blue 42, send hot! Ball is hiked. Pearson drops back. He looks left. He pump fakes. He rolls to his right. He tucks the ball. He's in traffic. Shucks a defender. He looks downfield. He's got a man open. Wide open. He sees his entire future. Notre Dame. Heisman Trophy. First-round draft pick. Rookie of the Year. Super Bowl MVP. He sees his dad in the stands as he holds a Super Bowl trophy. His dad's proud of him. Like tears down his eyes. Proud of him. He says, "That's my son. That's my son." Pearson's about ready to release. He cocks back. Boom! He's down, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, Pearson's down and he's not getting up. His knee is wrecked. He's not coming back from this one, folks. It is over for Kevin Pearson. Will he get up? He will. Ladies and gentlemen, he will. He'll get up. Kevin Pearson will walk again just in time to bury his beloved father. That'll keep him down for good this time, right? Nope. Nope, he's up again. He's up again and he's marrying a terrific girl. He's off to Hollywood and it's a happy ending for Kevin Pearson. Oh, whoa, wait, nope, hold on now. He cheats on the girl. Yes, that's right, he loses her. And how's he punished? Well, he gets a sitcom and he makes millions, ladies and gentlemen. Crowd goes wild. What will he do with his lucky second chance? Ladies and gentlemen, he'll blow it. That's what he'll do. He blows it all. Surely the universe has to punish him this time, right? Wrong. He gets the girl back. Now he's got the girl back, and it's a movie this time. And then, pop! Oh! There it goes, same knee. Bam, he's down again. And he tries so hard to be strong, and he eats painkillers to get through it. And even when he tries to tell people how pathetic he is, they don't hear it. They just cheer.
It's hard. It was hard for me to believe when I went back to look for that Andre speech for Snowpiercer that wasn't the season finale. There's 2 more episodes of the season.
Yeah, it seems like a finale kind of speech.
Yeah, there was 2 more episodes. So good. Honestly, they packed so much into 10 episodes of each season. Incredible. You guys should definitely watch that one.
Yeah,
highly
totally.
recommend.
Do we have any baby names at all?
I didn't write any down.
No, I don't have any.
No.
I do like
fine.
Rory though. I think I said that
Rory's
last.
cute.
I think we've
sure.
definitely talked about Rory quite a bit recently.
Yeah.
And I think I said that, but I really like Rory as is Rory short for something?
It's short for Lorelai.
I feel like
Lorelai is named after Lorelai.
I like Rory as a short for Aurora, so
I like that.
That's
really
cute.
cute.
I do like the nickname Rory.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Rory as the boy's name. There was a kid on Glee named Rory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a good little unisex name. I like it.
Yeah.
So anything else before I do our outro?
No, I think we're good to go.
Awesome. Good job, guys.
That was good.
That was a good one. All right, so that has been our episode this week. You've been listening to the Series of Opinions podcast. Let us know what you thought and what you thought about all these speeches and all these shows, which ones you've heard and which ones you haven't. Leave us a review. It really does help. Or get in contact with us on our social medias. Our email is seriesofopinionspod@gmail.com. We're at Series of Opinions Pod on Tumblr and Instagram. Series of Opinions on Facebook. We are also on YouTube. And we are Series of Opinion with no S on Twitter. Sorry to bombard you with all of that. You can find me at Miss Faith Ann on everything and at Faith Ann Art for all of my art.
You can find me at Moira_Frisk on everything.
And you can find me at Life Messes of KJ Everything. And I just want to take a minute to say that I am actively looking for people who like Supernatural to talk about Supernatural on a podcast with me. So, hit me up on any social media.
Yeah, get in on that.
If you have an episode that you really want to talk about, or just something general you really want to talk about, seriously, let me know. Especially if it's early seasons.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, please do that. And then next week we are talking all about re-recording of albums and songs to kind of chat about an excuse to chat about Taylor Swift's new album release. So tune in for that, and thanks so much for listening.
Thank you to Faith Ebert for our logo. You can find her at Faith Ann Art. This episode was written, produced, and recorded by us. It was edited by Editing Moira and Editing KJ. And you can find us on all of our social media. And we'll be back next week.
Bye.
Bye.